Namaste. Welcome to the series of talks on the Hastha Yoga. Yesterday, the speaker gave the first talk in the series, and he dwelt upon the most important aspect of Hastha Yoga, that is Kriyas. We are examining the subtle differences between Kriyas and asanas and bandhas and finally mudras. In the first talk, the speaker has dealt with the kriyas, shat kriyas. There are about 6 kriyas. The speaker has explained all those 6 kriyas, and all those 6 kriyas need not be practiced. The first kriya can be taken up by all the people who don't even go to asanas and pranayama and do other forms of physical exercises like walking, running, swimming, and so on. In this talk, the speaker would like to take up asanas and see what exactly we understand by asana. Actually, there are about 6 texts, yogic texts. Of them, 5 are Hatha Yoga texts, and one is Raja Yoga text. The first text, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which came into existence in the 15th century, Garanda Samhita in the 17th century, Shiva Samhita in the 18th century, and Hatha Ratnavali, and then Tirumandiram, and the last one is Yoga Sutras. Patanjali's Yoga Sutras do not deal with the asana, any kind of asanas. Patanjali deals with only 3 important asanas. They are in the sitting positions. One is Siddhasana, Sukhasana, and the third one is Padmasana. Now, these sitting postures are meant for dhyana, for meditation, for practicing meditation. Actually, asana stands for body posture. These asanas are done after undergoing the cleansing processes by using the 6 kriyas. But the speaker has already clarified that all of us cannot practice all those 6 kriyas. So we can take up one kriya, that is the dautis. It's nothing but consuming 3 to 4 glasses of lukewarm water mixed with salt, and then after 5 minutes, expelling all that water by inserting 2 fingers inside the mouth. So this way we can cleanse the internal organs, especially the stomach. After performing this kriya, we can go to asana. Because yoga is a holy science. It's not like any other physical form of exercise. It is a spiritual science. Therefore, we cannot go to asanas and pranayama without cleaning the internal organs. Therefore, the Hatha Yoga texts have prescribed those six kriyas. And we have already examined all these six kriyas in our first talk. Or in this talk, we will examine what is asana. As the speaker has already said, the Patanjali's text called Yoga Sutras, comprising four sections, do not deal with any of the asanas that is in practice in the world. Patanjali defines asana as sthira, sukham, asana. Sthira, there are three key words in this sutra. Sthira means stable, stability. Sukham means comfortability, feeling at ease. So asana is where when we get these two conditions fulfilled, that is stability and comfortability, that is called asana. That is, if you are putting this padmasana, if you can sit in that posture, say for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, or even for an hour, you are stable. That means you are not moving this side or that side. There is no physical movement in that posture. You can remain in that posture without moving your body. This is called stability. And comfortability, that you must feel comfortable in that posture, in that Padmasana posture. You should not feel any uneasiness, any discomfort, any pain or irritation in the body. So if you can sit in the Padmasana, say for about 30 minutes, without moving your body, and feel very comfortable in that posture, it means that you are in the state of asana. This is how Patanjali has defined. But he has not discussed any asana, all those asanas that are in practice, all those asanas that are taught in many yoga schools and institutes across the globe. The remaining five texts, namely Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Gheranda Samhita, Shiva Samhita, Hatha Ratnavali, and Tirumandiram, these five texts deal with the mm, body. They are called Hatha Yoga texts. But even these five texts, yogic texts, these five Hatha yogic texts, do not discuss elaborately all the asanas that are in practice across the globe. Take the text Garanda Samhita, which was composed by the great sage Garanda, deals with only 32 asanas. And Hatha Yoga Pratipika, Shiva Samhita, Tirumandiram, and Hatha Ratnavali, they do not talk the asanas elaborately. They do not deal with the asanas as we see them being practiced in several schools, not almost in all schools across the globe. But of all these five Hatha yogic texts, Garanda Samhita is most important text. This text is in the form of a dialogue between Garanda and his disciple Chandakapali. Now, this is a systematically written text on yoga. After Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the difference between Patanjali's Yoga Sutras and other five yogic texts is that Patanjali focuses more on the mind. For this reason, he defines yoga as chitta vritti nirodha, that is, the elimination of modifications of mind is what is known as yoga. That is the ultimate goal of yoga. But Patanjali focuses more on the mind. Hence, it is called Raja Yoga. Patanjali's form of yoga is called Raja Yoga. It's a royal yoga. It directly deals with the mind. Although he gives graded steps as to how to move towards the higher stage of samadhi, but the whole text focuses only on the mind. Whereas the other five texts are called Hatha Yoga texts because they deal with the body, psychophysical um, aspect of the human life. So, Garanda Samhita is a most important text. The reason why the speaker focuses more on this Garanda Samhita is that it deals with the Hatha Yoga very elaborately, unlike the other texts, other yogic texts. And the speaker has already said that this text is in the form of a dialogue between the master and the disciple. The master here is Garanda and the disciple is Chandakapali. Now, it widely differs from other Hatha Yoga Pradipika and other texts on Hatha Yoga. It does not use the word Hatha, but it uses um, the, the key term, Gatastha Yoga. So the yoga that is expounded by Garanda in his text, in his treatise, Garanda Samhita, is called Gatastha Yoga. Actually, Gatastha Yoga, the word itself is the combination of three words, Gata, Hastha, and Yoga. Gata means body. So the yoga propounded by Garanda deals with the body very systematically in a very scientific way. So in this text, Garanda introduces 32 asanas, and he doesn't discuss the other forms of asanas that have entered into the Hatha Yoga and corrupted it. There is that story behind it. When Swami Vivekananda went to America to deliver series of lectures there on Vedanta, He carried the yoga there, the traditional form of yoga, that is Raja Yoga. As the speaker has already said, Raja Yoga directly deals with the mind. But the Americans found it difficult to sit cross legged and meditate because for them, meditation or dhyana is an unknown word. It's a strange expression because their religiosity ends in prayer. Beyond prayer, their religious faith does not go. So they do not know anything about dhyana. So they abandoned this Raja Yoga, this sitting and meditating, and focused more on the fitness aspect, the health aspect, the physical aspect. So thus, the yoga that is in practice in the United States and other European countries is called Hatha Yoga. But the gymnastics entered and corrupted it. It introduced various postures, and slowly and steadily, the masters who went to the United States and other European countries have given the different names for different postures. Most of the difficult postures came from gymnastics. Hence, the yoga that is in practice across the globe focuses on the fitness. It is called fitness yoga within the quote because the more emphasis is on the body, on the fitness, on the health. So, how to make a healthy living. This is their primary concern. So, this way, several body postures have entered into Hatha Yoga. But as the speaker has already clarified, all the postures do not constitute or make up the Hatha Yoga. As we have just now examined that Geranda Samhita, the text Geranda Samhita, it deals only with the 32 asanas. And as the speaker has already said, that how the other forms of asanas have entered into the Hatha Yoga and corrupted it. So the primary purpose, the objective of yoga, the spiritual aspect of yoga is completely lost. So the yoga that is in practice throughout the world focuses more on the fitness. Of course, fitness is important. Healthy living is important, but health itself is a comprehensive term. It cannot be understood in a narrow sense pertaining only to the body. Even if you take the body has several complex aspects. It cannot be dealt only with through the form of exercise, physical exercise or asanas. Asana is one aspect of a yogic life. So, what is the purpose object of asanas? To make this body as a fit vehicle for leading a yogic life. After all, health is important. Even to sit in dhyana state, we need a perfect health. So, therefore, health is given importance. If a small ailment comes to our body, it disturbs us. We cannot sit, we cannot meditate. So, it dislocates our work. So, therefore, health is given prime importance in the yogic life to keep your body fit, to move to the higher levels of yogic life. So, therefore, all the Hatha Yoga texts and Patanjali's Yoga Sutras deal with the body, give importance to the health aspect of the body, the fitness aspect of the body, without which the sadhaka, the practitioner, cannot proceed to the next rung of the yogic life. We shall examine more about these asanas, the principles on which the asanas work in our next talk. What we have been examining and learning in this series of talks is the distinctions between these four terms, namely kriyas, asanas, bandhas, and mudras. But our focus is more on the mudras. But to understand mudras, we need to know the distinction between all these four key terms. Otherwise, we may get confused with all these four key terms. Hence, the speaker is moving step by step, taking each key term and explaining and showing the difference in it. So that when we move to the last key term, that is mudra, we can be in a position to understand it and comprehend it. So, thank you very much for listening. We will meet in our next talk. Thank you. Namaste.